You can schedule spaces and rooms just like other model objects. Space and room schedules have properties and uses not found in other schedules. In the project browser, I'll expand the Schedules Quantities branch and then open the space schedule. This schedule lists all of the space objects in the project, and the spaces have been sorted first by level and then by the associated room number. The level column is currently hidden. From the Properties palette, I'll open the Schedule Properties dialog to the Formatting tab. When I select Level in the Fields list, you can see that the level field is currently hidden. I could unhide it by deselecting this option. I'll leave it hidden and click Cancel. You can also unhide all hidden fields using tools in the contextual ribbon. In the Columns panel, you can click Unhide All. Now you can see the level column. Since this column holds repetitive information that I am only using to sort the schedule, I want to hide this column if I print the schedule, but I'll leave it visible for now. Pay attention to the Rows panel on the contextual ribbon. The tools in this panel enable you to add new rows or delete rows. Be aware that you can add rows to the title section as well as to the data section. When you add a data row, you are effectively creating an unplaced space. I'll expand the Insert button and click Data Row. I'll repeat this to create two new unplaced spaces. Revit automatically assigns space numbers starting from the last space I placed. In the Area and Level columns in the schedule, the word Not Placed now appears for those two new spaces. In the contextual ribbon, there is a panel called Not Placed Unenclosed. The tools in this panel enable you to show, hide, or isolate unplaced rooms and spaces. When I click Hide, the unplaced spaces no longer appear in the schedule. When I click Isolate, now I only see the unplaced spaces. I'll click Show to display the entire schedule again. I'll rename space 504 to Plumbing Chase. I'll switch back to the Level 1 HVAC plan and then zoom into the south portion of the building. On the Analyze ribbon, in the Spaces and Zones panel, I'll click Space. All of the spaces highlight and I can see the chase. On the Options bar, I'll expand the Space drop-down. Although I could place a new space, now you can see the unplaced spaces. I'll choose space 504 Plumbing Chase and then click to place that space. Then I'll click Modify to end the command. I'll switch back to the space schedule. Space 504 no longer appears at the top of the schedule. You can see that it is now included in the schedule along with the other spaces on the first floor. I'll select the Level column and then in the Columns panel of the contextual ribbon, I'll click Hide Columns. In the Not Placed Unenclosed panel, I'll click Hide. I'll use the button in the Properties palette to display the Fields tab of the Schedule Properties dialog. As you can see, there are several parameters in the available fields list that can be added to the schedule. Each discipline may want to create a space schedule to keep track of space parameters. For example, mechanical information such as actual supply airflow and calculated supply airflow can be tracked. On the Formatting tab, in the Fields list, I'll select Area. Notice that Calculate Totals is selected. You need to select this checkbox so that Revit will calculate the total area if you need to keep track of it. I'll switch to the Sorting Grouping tab. You can see that Grand Totals has been selected, so that Revit will calculate the total building area. Realize that you can create room schedules the same way you can create space schedules. However, rooms do not have near as many useful parameters as spaces.